If you get a jury verdict in your favor, why does the defense immediately try and get your verdict thrown out? Would you like to know the answer? Come join me on this walk as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. Okay, so let's say you brought a lawsuit against your doctor claiming that he was careless and that his carelessness caused you significant harm and injury. Your doctor denied all of your claims, which meant that you went the distance during the course of litigation, and now your case finally came up for trial 2 years down the road. Okay, so now you spend 2 weeks on trial. Your attorney put on all of the witnesses that you felt were necessary to make out what we call a prima facie case to show that you are more likely right than wrong, that what you are claiming is true. The defense turns around and said, hey, let's put on our witnesses to show that you don't have a valid basis for a case. And now it's time for the jury verdict. After your hard-fought trial, the defense goes ahead and makes their closing arguments. Your attorney makes his closing arguments. And now the judge gives the jury legal instructions on what to do. Now the jury comes back after a little while, and they've now answered all the questions on the jury verdict sheet. The answers to those questions are actually your jury verdict. And it turns out you won your case. The jury gave you different amounts of money for the different elements of damages on your particular case, which basically means you won. You were justified in bringing your case, and now the jury has determined that you are entitled to receive money for all of the harms and losses and damages that you incurred. So now let's get to the title of this video. Why does the defense immediately jump up and try and get your case thrown out right after the jury has rendered their decision? I'll tell you why. It's because the defense doesn't like the result. They don't like the fact that you won your trial. They don't like the fact that the jury has sided with you. So what are they going to do? They're now going to ask the judge to immediately throw out your verdict as being against the weight of the evidence. Now, what does that really mean, against the weight of the evidence? The defense attorney is going to argue that the weight of the evidence was in favor of the defense and that there is no possible rational way that the jury could have come to the conclusion they did had they been rational and had they fully and properly evaluated all the testimony and all the evidence in this case. Now, the judge has a number of options. The judge could immediately agree with the defense attorney and throw out your verdict. The judge could turn around and say, you know what? I don't know whether or not what you are claiming is true, defense lawyer. Instead, I'm going to give you some time to get the actual trial transcript and to put your request in writing and supporting papers with the trial transcript, and I'll give you about a month or two in order to get those papers to me. And at that point, now the plaintiff's attorney, the attorney who represents the injured patient, will then have some additional time to reply to explain why he believes that the jury verdict was appropriate. And only then, after getting your papers and the opposing attorney's papers, will I then begin to do research, and after a period of time, I will give you a decision as to whether or not I agree or disagree with your request. That is a possibility, and that does happen. Now, there's another option. The other option is the judge simply denies the defense's request and says, no, the jury had an opportunity to go ahead and evaluate all the evidence, all the testimony, all the witnesses, and they came to the conclusion that, yes, the injured patient was correct, and now they gave this person the following amounts of money as compensation. So I'm going to let the verdict stand. So the judge has many options available. And what happens if the judge allows the verdict to stand? What will happen is that the defense will in all likelihood go ahead and appeal the verdict. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these medical malpractice cases in New York. You know, I do realize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you're thinking of bringing a lawsuit but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.